Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a beautiful morning here in Texas. It's so beautiful that we decided we're not going to mow today. We're not using the truck. We actually are using the truck. We're not using the trailer. We're just going to take the day off. I'm just playing. We actually do have a day off, and it was planned because, well, some things happened with our little bitty company. One being the employee I've had all summer is really good now. So we find ourselves getting faster and faster and faster to the point where we need more work. So instead of getting more customers, I just took my 5 days and turned it into 3 days. So now we work 3 full days a week, which gives us 2 days off, which is good because it gives me more time to do some of the things we're gonna do today to help run the business. But also I have a big job coming up where I don't need to mow all week. I have to make some time to do some other bigger things. Now it does involve cutting grass and mowing very large properties with a tractor, but none of it's mine. It's a job that I'm gonna do for someone else that's local, and it's a job I really like to do. It's a job I like to get into for myself. I just don't know how to get my foot in the door, and I don't know if I have enough customers to justify buying a tractor. So for the meantime, I'm gonna work for somebody and help take care of these properties because I do enjoy tractor mowing. And I think it's a good way to expand my business in the future because, trust me, I'm not getting any younger. And riding a tractor around all day is a lot easier than running all this equipment all day because that is tough on your body. Riding a tractor, the only thing you gotta worry about is not eating so many snacks that you really get fat. Today, on our day off, we're gonna do a whole bunch of things that we need to do because it's our day off. The first one being, we need to go check on a new customer who wants to start mowing his yard, but we need to find out just how much the grass has grown and when we should start. Look at this big property. That right there. These are the kind of properties we go after, and one of the perfect jobs I just recently found myself being a part of. Actually, I didn't do anything for it. Someone that I know locally got a call to come do this, and after they looked at it, they said, we don't have the equipment for it, but I know a guy. I was the guy. So I got hooked up with this guy, and he asked me to come take care of this for him temporarily because he has a job where he has to travel out of town for the next couple months and his wife can't take care of it. So he loves mowing the yard, but he wants me to take care of it for the next 3 to 4 months. And I told them this is right up my alley for what I like to do. Plus the price is awesome and it's really close to my house. Like I could be over here in about 4 or 5 minutes. It is about 4.5 to 5 acres. So it should take me somewhere around 3 to 4 hours. But it looks like he does a pretty good job of keeping it down. That's what I'm here looking at. I wanted to see how much it's grown since he mowed it last, so I can figure out my timeline on when I want to start doing it. It's not due today, but he does like it to look like a yard. So we're not gonna let this get real bad before we come over here. But man, I can see some really big, long, beautiful stripes in this field coming soon. So we're not mowing it tomorrow, but we may mow it on Saturday or possibly Monday next week, just depending on how much more it grows. Not quite ready yet, but close. Have you guys ever had days where it doesn't feel like the truck is yours? I'm having one of those days today. Like I get in here, and when I start the truck, it's supposed to go back to the way I like to sit. It went back to the way I like to sit, but I don't like to sit that way today. I don't know what it is today, but nothing feels, the seat feels too far forward, the steering wheel's too far away, the gas pedal's in the wrong spot. I don't know what happened when I slept last night, but it feels like yesterday I was sitting a way that's not very comfortable today. You guys ever have that? When you get in your truck and it just feels like someone else has been driving it? It's what it feels like today. I enjoyed this posture yesterday. Today, it's driving me crazy. Welcome to my favorite store, Lowe's. Every time, the cart's always in the way. We need a new grinding wheel to sharpen blades. I know I have the big bench grinder and it works great, but we still carry a little flapper disc for sharpening blades in the field. And my other one decided not to be a flapper wheel anymore, so we need a new one. Which one? 60, 40, 60, 80. What grit do you guys use? I've been using 60 and it works pretty good. I don't think I want 80. I don't think I want 40 because that seems real aggressive. I think I'm gonna go with this one, the 60 grit. All right, we're all done there. I'm back in the truck and I can safely tell you that this still doesn't feel like the way I like to drive. I got out and got back in thinking it's just the way I'm sitting. Nope, it's not the way I'm sitting. I made about 150 adjustments and all of them are the wrong ones. I don't know what it is about today. I just feel like I'm sitting different. Or the truck's holding me different. One of the two's wrong and I don't like it. Now, next stop, we have to pick up some lawnmower parts, but not for my lawnmower. All right, we need more two-stroke oil and we need more of this. We actually needed the giant spool, but they're all out because apparently everybody is running through trimmer spool right now. So we got this one to get us through the next week or two until they get their new shipment of spools in. But we usually run the 5-pound spool, which is giant and about a quarter mile long. And surprisingly, we ran through it faster than I thought. So this will hold us until they get the new one in. Now, we're gonna go look at a different kind of mower. I was telling these guys about my problems with my Skag, and they said, have you looked at a Hustler? And I said, you know, my viewers have been saying I should give Hustler a look. So we're gonna look at a Hustler. I'm not saying I'm gonna buy one, but I'm gonna entertain the idea of what they have to offer. Look at that, the Hustler Super Z in a 60-inch model. Almost like that one. This is the Hustler Super Z with a 60-inch deck. And it comes with the Kawasaki 1000V EFI, so it's 38.5 horsepower. This is a very nice unit. I've been looking at it for a minute here with the salesman. It's really nice. I'm not gonna lie. This is a very nice mower. Also, a little bit more expensive than my Skag. It's a little bit more top of the line than my Skag, but it's got all the good stuff. It's got all the good stuff. Like pumps and motors. Look at this big hydraulic tank. It's got oil coolers. Did I say oil coolers? Look at the oil coolers. That is awesome. Also, not a lot of frills. It's got an hour meter and that's it. No gauges, no nothing to worry about. No electronics to really drive you crazy if they go bad. Dual tanks. It's got a really nice seat. And have I mentioned, it's comfortable. Like when you sit on it, it's nice. Like look at my feet. My feet are really stretched out. Nice, very comfortable ride. So I can see why you guys suggested I look at Hustler, because I'm not gonna lie, it's a nice machine. It's a very nice machine. The deck looks very serious. I've never looked at a Hustler's deck before. Like that right there. That right there. I'm standing on the deck. When you stand on the Skag deck, because it has chains, the other side pops up. When you stand on this one, the other side does not pop up. Also, this mower feels very heavy. It feels real heavy. Another big thing is this deck on top. The size of these pulleys are crazy. Look how big that pulley is. That's a huge pulley. It's the little things I'm noticing. All that stuff right there looks very heavy duty. 26-inch tire, also bigger. All the joints and everything, it just looks nice. And they have wheelie bars, so if you get crazy, you got this wheel back here. It's actually for jumping curbs so you don't hit the back of your mower, or like he said, there's spare wheels, so you have spare parts back there for if you mess one of these guys up while you're mowing. If you look under here, there's a grease point for your spindles with a relief on the back, so you grease them the same as any other spindle. Also, they have stump jumpers, which is sweet, and they have almost isolated baffles, so very much like the Skag, but that spindle looks huge compared to the Skags. Like it looks double the size, and the hardware holding it is huge. Overall, I'm kind of impressed with the Hustler. Like it looks good to go. Front tires are air, so can't get flats on them. You can't get flats on the Skag, so we could change that out if we wanted to, or just fill them with slime. But look at the hardware. Look at the size of the bolt on the front casters. It just overall looks like a very heavy machine. Let's see if the manual tells us how heavy this thing is. It does not, or I can't find it, but it feels like a very heavy machine, which is good because to me, the heavier the better, because it just handles the ground better, it stands up to the abuse better, and it just really, it's better, it lasts longer the heavier it is, I believe. But this is one that we might consider because it is a nice model. It's not really a Tiger Cat comparison, it's above a Tiger Cat. It's probably 2 above a Tiger Cat, so it's very similar to a Turf Tiger, but it has the speed of a Cheetah. So overall, pretty good machine, and I believe you can get it around 15 grand, so it's cheaper than a Turf Tiger, and it's got better components. Well, better components, I think, as far as the pumps and motors. It does not have the PTO shaft to drive the deck, it still runs off of a belt, but overall, really nice machine. But wait, they have something super awesome over here that is a demo. Something, well, it's a big mower. Look at this big mower. This is a Super 104, meaning it's 104 inches wide. It's got 2 bat wings that fold down off the hydraulic cylinders. This thing, there are some yards I could do that would be awesome with this thing. I'm not sure what size motor. Oh, it's the same thing, 38.5 horsepower motor, the Kawasaki FX1000 EFI. It's got the oil coolers up here. Man, this thing looks awesome. I almost wish I could demo it, but I know I'm not going to because I don't really need this. But it'd be so cool to see how fast some of my yards would mow. Look at that thing. Let's sit on it and see just how big it is. You have a step for the step. Okay, now we're talking about mowing. Look at that. There's a bat wing. There's a bat wing. Man, you got to make adjustments for the height out there, right here. There's a cylinder involved. So 3 hydraulic cylinders for the deck. I'm sure greasing this thing is a little bit of a job, but it looks nice. And he says that these wings are actually full floating wings, meaning if the mower does this, the wings float as well. So unlike the 72-inch decks where if you float one way or you tilt one way, you gouge that way. If you tilt, this does not gouge because this deck is independent from this deck, is independent from that deck. Meaning you have 3 decks, kind of like a batwing mower, and they just kind of articulate over the ground. Ooh. Wonder how that works. That's gotta be a weird belt system. But yeah, you have your grease point and your relief valve, and I bet changing the blades is super easy when you fold it up. Whoa, look at all the deck rollers under there. So you have 1, 2, 3. So basically, it's like a 60-inch deck on the bottom, and then you have another blade and blade. So a lot of deck, a whole lot of deck. And it's got scalp rollers under here. There's so many of them. It would be very hard to scalp. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 anti-scalp rollers underneath the deck, and then you got these floating wings out here. And he actually says these will fold down 15 degrees below, and they can come up almost all the way. Like you have that much range right there. So whenever you set it down, you have that much travel up and down. That right there. So that the cylinder head can float in that area, and it's not getting locked up either way. We probably aren't getting that one, but that sure would be awesome, wouldn't it? That would be an awesome mower to have, especially if you were mowing huge properties. Do you know how fast you can mow a property at 104 inches at a time? Well, a lot faster than I'm doing it with a 60-inch mower, that's for sure. So what do y'all think I should do? Y'all think I should give Hustler a try? I know some of y'all think that I have a lot of problems with my Skag. I actually don't have that many problems. I just share all my problems with you so you think they're problems. I would do the same thing with the Hustler. If I bought this machine, I wouldn't just tell you all the good stuff. I would tell you the bad stuff as well, because I think that's important. It's important to paint the picture of what's really happening, not what you want to happen. Because in a perfect world, I could just talk about the mowers I have and how they're always perfect, never have a problem. Or I could tell the truth, which is I use them every day, and when I have problems, I share them with you. And when I fix those problems, I also share it with you. And I let you know some of my frustrations, because if you're watching this video and you might think that you need a Skag, I want you to understand that it's a machine. It's a machine you use for money. It doesn't matter the color of it. If I buy a Hustler right here and I use it every day, I can't expect it not to have problems. It's to be expected to have problems because you're using it to generate income. You're not using it to mow your own yard. So yes, while there are many people out there who say they've had X, Y, and Z brand for so many hours, never had a problem, I do have problems, and a lot of people do have problems, so we tend to share those problems. So just because you haven't had a problem doesn't mean we shouldn't have problems. It probably means we're not doing the same thing. So if you made it to 1,000 hours on your mower and you haven't had a single bit of problems out of it, and you're looking at me with 300 hours on my mower saying, how did you have all those problems? You're the problem. Maybe we're not doing the same thing. Maybe you're not using your mower as much as I'm using my mower, because you're basing it on hours, but really it's how hard are those hours? You could have 1,500 hours of very good hours, whereas I could have 300 hours of the most crazy hours. And of course, I'm gonna have problems that you're not having. So whenever I make my videos, it's not about bashing the equipment, it's just sharing my experience with what's going on with my mower, because I am using it to make money. Now, what's gonna happen if I were to buy a Hustler? Well, if I have problems, I will share those with you. I will also share you how we overcome those problems, how the dealer took care of me, all the things. So it doesn't matter if I get a yellow one, or if I get one of these orange ones right here, or if I get the orange one I have at home, or I get a red one. They're all gonna have problems if you use them to make money. That being said, do you guys vote for a Hustler? Because I would consider demoing one of these and seeing how it actually mows for the day. I will say it's a very comfortable rig, but also my Scag was very comfortable the first day I sat on it. Comfort is just one of the things. Will it be reliable, and will it give me as few as problems as possible? Because right now my Scag has made me lots of money, but it's starting to cost me money sooner than I think it should. Food for thought. Time to continue our chores. All right, my next favorite store, Tractor Supply. This is not for lawn mowing, this is for my dog. He's hungry. This is not for my lawnmower either, it's for my truck, and it's also thirsty. This actually is for my mower. It's because I like to grease things every single day, and I wouldn't run out of grease now, would I? Man, that is a good looking work truck, don't you think? And now for my most expensive stop of the day. Wow, that is a lot. Good news, the 4,000 seat adjustments I've made, this truck is starting to feel like it's my truck again. It's starting to feel pretty comfy. The real test will be tomorrow morning when I get into it and realize, you know what? I hate the way that I was sitting yesterday. But for right now, pretty comfy, pretty comfy. Home sweet home. So, we had a day off, but we accomplished a lot. We went and did all of our errands. We got some supplies for the week. We even took a look at some new mowers. You guys let us know, what do you think about those Hustlers? Now, for some really boring tasks I have to do today. You guys know, I love my mower blades, and I have a lot of them. As you can see right here, we have a large collection of mower blades. And that's a lot of blades to have for a guy who has one mower. Well, my original thought was, if I have a lot of sets, I can just go through and sharpen them and use them as needed, and I won't have to sharpen so much the day before. Well, the opposite happened. Instead of having blades ready to go, now I just have a giant pile of all my blades that need to be sharpened, and I have no more sharpened blades in the trailer. So the same thing's happening, just on a bigger scale. Now I always have blades ready to be sharpened, but I never have enough time to sharpen them. So on my day off, I'm gonna sharpen all of these blades. We also have some like this, the Boneyard. These were good blades until they weren't. These are made by Ballard. They did not like the tree that I hit, and that's understandable because I hit it pretty hard. I also have a new favorite blade. I know you guys saw the video where I did the blade test. Lately I've been running the G6 Oregon Gator blade. It's my new favorite right now. I've been taking it off, sharpening it, and putting it right back on because it's a really nice blade, at least this time of year. So I'm not gonna bore you with all this blade sharpening, but thanks for hanging out with me. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.